Scott with Shoms Photography, and today we're going to go over C-stands. When you buy a C-stand, they're pretty much the same. They have, you have your risers, you have your locking screws, everything's pretty much the same. But there's a difference on these three. This one here's a manual, this one's here's a quick release, and this one here is a sliding leg. As you can see, if you take your largest leg and you slide them all together, it takes up less space, and this is how you're supposed to store them. Me, I actually have a steel rack over here, and I actually take and lay this on the shelf. So I'll spin one of these out of the way, lay it on the shelf, and they hang there off that rack. So they're off the floor, they're not in my way, they're just laying up against the rack. Of course, when you want to get something off the rack, then you have to take the stands down to get to the stuff behind there. So pretty soon I'm going to make a rail system, and then I'm just going to latch these up against the wall, and they'll just hang on to these little lock nuts. So let's separate this first one. This one here is a manual. So basically when you get your stand, you're going to turn it upside down just like this, and you're going to grab your shortest legs and you're going to close them together and bring them together like that, and it's manually closed. Again, I usually reverse it, so I go this way, and then I take this one and go this way. Yes, watch your fingers, don't get them caught. I have small hands, so basically I can't really squish my fingers in between the legs, but people with bigger hands and thicker hands, they might have a problem with that. So here we have, let me lock the collar here. Here we have the quick turtle base. So basically I'm going to take the largest leg, I'm going to point it straight up, I'm going to grab the quick release, and it's going to lock, and it's done. And then this one here, I'm going to bring it to the big leg to the top, and it's going to slide around, and it's going to lock out. This one here, again, this one's a sliding leg. So this is manual, and it has a sliding leg. So you basically turn it upside down, basically pull these two together, and you spin it around and lock it up. So there, it's closed. To open it back up, basically I just drop this one down just a little bit, bring this around, and then bring this one around. Oops. Boop. You're not supposed to hit yourself like that, and you're done. Again, the difference between this one is this one has a sliding leg, so basically on uneven surfaces you can actually slide this up and level it to the ground. The best advantage of this one, again, it does the same as this one and this one, except for it has a sliding leg and it doesn't have a removable base. These two have a removable base. This one has a solid mounted base. That's a con, but it's also with that con, you're getting more with your stand. This one here is not spring loaded, so if I drop that, it's going to smash your fingers. So this one over here is not spring loaded either, and it will smash your fingers. This one over here is spring loaded. So it's not going to, you got your hand down here, it's not going to smash your fingers out. That's why this one's, it's kind of higher than this one, is because it does have the springs in it. A lot of people turn around and say, well, guess what? I like the quick release turtle base. Now, the old version of the Kupo, I could actually fit this stand in. But the new one I just got, because I was like, oh, because, quick base, I like the quick base. I found out with the new version, it's like 30 seconds off. So therefore, now I cannot put this riser into this base. This one will fit into this base, but it will not fit into this. This one will not fit into this one. Here's the thing. you can get what is called a flapper wheel. A flapper wheel, they cost about $4. You get them at Home Depot, you can get them at Harbor Freight. And what you do is you put it on the end of your drill and you compress the flapper disc, which is basically a sanding bit, and you stick it down inside here. And basically you only have to hone out the hole a 32nd, and you only have to go down to the distance of this little spot right here, and then you're good to go. So it's a simple, easy DIY if you want the turtle base, but just so you know, if you go to get it and you're not, depending on which which place you buy it from, because they might have old stock of the old Kupo, or the Impact is the same way, because the Impact, this one I think is the Impact one. Yeah, this one's the Impact one. So they're off by a 32nd on the new ones. The old ones, again, fit exactly perfect with this one. The new ones do not. And again, if you buy from a supplier, that person might have old stock, and that base might fit your stand. Where if you get to a place that sells a lot of them, you're probably getting new stock, and it's not going to fit. Again, these are the 3 different C-stands that I have, and then there is Wheelbase, which is completely different than these, and a lot of people like the Wheelbase ones. On location, Wheelbase works great if you're working on like concrete, or you're working in a building, stuff like that. But when you're working out on location in dirt, I really recommend these a lot more, because you're not getting sand in your bearings, and you're not messing up the wheels. Again, these will all extend up. This one's like 13 foot, this one's 13 foot, and I think this one's 11 foot height. Again, basically when I go out on location, this is about the height of what I have my stand. So it's about 8 feet to 9 feet in the air, because I have a boom arm on the end. So I don't need to raise it using I don't have to raise the first column. I just have to raise this column, because it's more beefier at this column, and plus the inner column from this one is inside here, making it a lot more durable. When I was doing this artificial helicopter chute and I had a rope ladder, I extended this one here as far as I could up, plus I had the boom arm, and then I had a bunch of sandbags holding this rope ladder hanging down, and it was windy outside, and it looked like the lady was being picked up by a helicopter. So she had her foot on the rope and she's hanging on to it. But she wasn't physically hanging on to it, because her foot was on the ground, because it would just pull the stand over. Again, these are the C-stands that different characteristics of each C-stand and what the bases are. My name is Scott with Shoms Photography, and thank you for watching.